$25. Okay, so this is our build at the moment. It's still playing 1 Seasoned Pyromancer, 2 Traverse 4, but really just in a like looting, traverse, cast grab, much lower to the ground build. Get to play some Unholy Heats too, which is awesome. Mods on the channel. What did I cut for looting? I mean, a lot changed. Like Ring was in the deck, and Ring is banned, so like that ended up getting cut. But a lot did change. Okay, so this hand we're gonna. This is also just probably a turn 3 win. I might not have Delirium on turn 4, but if I could rumble, if I could just rumble into a land, it should be okay. What is the Essence Reliquary? So it's a kind of a convoluted loop, but all you really need to know is that Essence Reliquary plus Clock of Omens in the sideboard lets Omniscience plus Karn be a deterministic win without another spell. That's what it's there for. I guess we're playing against War Prison. Yeah, VIP slots are full. They've been full for a while. I don't know if we could. I think we could unlock more VIP slots. Wait, they're conceding because of lag? My opponent said lag sad face in the chat. Oh, they meant the chalice on 1, I see. I see. They were very dead, I think, for whatever that's worth. Can you explain the loop? I don't understand how to cast Essence. Okay, so you're going to cast Essence off Omniscience. This deck is very much about turning Shifting Woodland into an Omniscience. And so how you win the game is you cast Karn the Great Creator. This gets you, first you tutor up Ancestral Statue. Ancestral Statue is a artifact creature that bounces any permanent to its hand when you cast it. So you're going to cast this infinite times to make Infinite Storm. Then you're going to pick Karn up. You're going to cast Karn again. Then you're going to grab Essence Reliquary off Karn. You're going to use Essence Reliquary, tap it, pick up Statue, replay Statue, pick up Karn, play Clock of Omens. You tap Clock of Omens, tap Statue, untap Reliquary, pick up Statue, play Statue, pick up Karn, play Aetherflux Reservoir, tap Reservoir and Reliquary, pick up Statue, Infinite Storm. If this was a forest, we have an easy keep. I think we actually just send it back. Maybe this is wrong. We're just Karn against their deck is insane. Not sure. I feels like they should have an easy solution. I mean, I don't know. Like, listen, I come on. What do you want? This is the best solution. I feel it's definitely is, but. I've solved it for you. I promise you that I do not believe that there's a better way to make Karn a 1-card kill than this loop. I've spent a lot of time looking at it, not only in this format but also in Timeless. You're welcome for this gift. You are welcome for this gift, dear chatters. All right, so we'll discard a Mite, so we have Delirium. Kind of want to traverse for a Seasoned Pyromancer, and then traverse for a Griselbrand to discard the Seasoned Pyromancer, so I guess I discard Boseiju, which feels a little bit risky, but I have the extra Haywire Mite. Yes, we search up Griselbrand, which we can discard to Seasoned Pyromancer, then copy with the Woodland and draw a bunch of cards. If you ditch Woodland, you can traverse for a Woodland and copy the one in your graveyard. How does Omniscience work against Damping Sphere? So you do have to pay 1 mana, like, extra. Like, it's base 0 plus 1. So a lot of times if there's Damping Sphere, you, like, Karn for Cityscape Leveler, and then you cast the Leveler for, like, 1 more mana. This card is worse, I believe, than Forensic Gadgeteer. I would certainly encourage you to find Forensic Gadgeteer as a new card and play this one instead. Go to Karn here. Karn is, pretty good against them in general. Seems like I've got a little bit of time to Karn. And also, like, if they just don't have hate pieces, maybe I can just draw an Omniscience, discard it to hand size next turn. It's not worse than Gadgeteer. The deck needs to be able to sacrifice artifacts. Does it need to be able to do that? Like, how important is that? Maybe it's important. I still think Gadgeteer is so good. And it's like good at multiples too. I guess it also has 3 toughness. Maybe I'm being too harsh on old Psy Master Thopterist. Now let's just plus the Karn this turn. What do you think of the Phoenix Murktide Brews? Some folks are running Arclight, Detectives, Murktide altogether with DRC Looting. Is that straight Garbo or intriguing? I think it's more interesting because of Detectives Phoenix. I feel pretty good about my Phoenix builds. I would recommend them. I've never found success with Murktide Regent and Arclight Phoenix, but also everything is a little bit different now. Okay, so they're playing Crystal Skull, which lets them play historic lands and cast historic spells from the top of your library. Assassin's Creed card. It's like a Mystic Forge that can also cast Psy Master Thopterist and play Urza Saga from the top. In development, this card was actually 2 mana. It was blue and couldn't let you play lands. And I did build like a draft of a deck that was, I think, pretty good with it, and then they buffed it up to 4 mana. So y'all are welcome, or I'm sorry for the Crystal Skull nerf. Is Demon Lich back? Yeah, I think that deck's pretty good. Yeah, link to my Phoenix list, and all my Phoenix lists are in the Mox field. I do think you could do a Detectives Phoenix build, though. There's maybe something to that. Yeah, I guess also Inventors Fair. I think they just played it off the Crystal Skull. I think there are some flex spots. Like you can play 3 Tomio, you can play 3 4s, you can play, I think, 3 Highway Robbery, you can play more Gut Shots, you can play Lightning Axe, you can play Preordained. These are all kind of flex spots, but for the most part, I like the list. What can I say? So this is 1 as a war target. Deck is very cool. Battle at the Bridge. Oh my gosh. Who up battling at the bridge? Kind of hard to say no to Traverse here. My plan at the moment is to Haywire Mite and then draw a bunch of cards with Griselbrand at instant speed. But that's maybe not so good against this Urza Saga. So maybe what I need to do instead is like explosives on 0. Oh no, I boarded in the explosives. Right. Okay, that's a great hit. So I think what I need to do is I need to hit Urza Saga, since they're going to be able to get Graveyard Hate off the Saga, or another Needle. Four, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and then I can potentially, I guess I don't have any like 0 mana ways to get Omniscience in the yard, but I can just Needle or Haywire Mite this Needle. I'm gonna lose my Karn, but I can Haywire Mite the Needle to unlock the Woodlands. 12 Unban Affinity, 12 Enforcer Synthesizer. I was playing 9 Enforcers, which I feel like is a pretty good number. I think we went 3 and 2. It was like seemed like pretty reasonable way to build Affinity. I like the Enforcer builds because they seem to be pretty good against Meltdown, which is at the moment is a pretty common card. Needle is naming Shifting Woodland. We played a couple matches with Scales post-ban. I think Opal does go in Scales, but it just wasn't that exciting, so I decided to like move on to more exciting things, I guess. Is Twin a meme or might be playable? I think so. Like, I was talking about this earlier. If all they had done, say, is unban Twin, say that was the only thing that would have happened, I think Twin would have been like kind of a completely unplayable card. That isn't what happened. Instead of them just unbanning Twin, they unbanned Opal, Looting, and Green Sun Zenith. 3 cards that Splinter Twin historically is just good against. And so I don't think Twin is doing super well at the moment, but I think because that's what happened. They unbanned a lot of cards that Twin has a lot of game against. One, I think it was pretty intentional to like help the metagame be a little bit more even, but also more intentional so that Twin is going to be somewhat more playable in the format. And so I think it ended up being a pretty good call, and happy and kind of surprising feature of the announcements. Okay, so we're gonna copy a Griselbrand. I think I'm gonna play this tap so I could potentially Woodlands again this turn. Is there any way for me to die if I draw 7 more? I don't really think so. I might want to cast a Karn also if I can find a Karn. You did find a Karn. Yeah, so I can Omniscience Woodlands right now on their turn, but I think casting a lot of cash grabs is not going to get the job done. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get a Stony Silence in play. Discard just one of our 2 Omnisciences to be a little bit better against Graveyard Hate. In truth, is Boros that bad that can be considered? No, Energy is good. Energy did well in the challenge yesterday. Boros/Mardu Energy will be a good tier modern deck. Let's take a look at your mono red Asmo. I was getting kind of stuck. Let me see where we're at here. I would not play Aether Vial. I would play like Soul Guide Lantern over Aether Vial, probably. I would play 4th Galvanic Blast over 4th Shrapnel Blast. And the thing is, I think I got around here too, and I'm like, this has to be a Detective's Phoenix deck. Detective's Phoenix is just way too good in your Street Wraith, Faithless Looting, Inti Ragavan deck. So I guess what you would have to do, what you could maybe do is like go like -1 Amber or potentially -1 Vial, -1 Blast, and just play 4 Galvanic Blast, 4 Detective's Phoenix. Maybe that's what we're gonna do. But I'm just not sure about this one. But I've been thinking about it some. They're making a lot of Thopters. They're probably going to get Omni comboed though. Can you post your Asmo list? I mean, you can, but like again, you got to pitch a little bit. You know, what's different about your Asmo list? Why do sell me a little bit on what your idea is. All right, copy Omniscience. I usually just start off by casting Omniscience. So if y'all were confused earlier when I explained this loop-de-doop, let me show you how it works. You cast Ancestral Statue. You pick up Karn the Great Creator. You cast Karn the Great Creator. You minus Karn the Great Creator. You grab first Essence Reliquary. You could also make Infinite Storm first in paper, which is a bit better in paper. On Magic Online, it's faster to do this. So you pick up the Karn again. And then you grab Clock of Omens. You play Clock of Omens. You tap Clock of Omens and Statue to untap the Reliquary. Then you pick up the Statue. You cast the Karn. You cast the Aetherflux Reservoir. And then if you have no other spells in your hand, what you can do is untap the Reliquary like this, and then you can pick up the Statue, and then you can cast infinite spells. So even if our entire hand was blank, this would be a win. And it's also correct for me to do that so I don't show my opponent any more cards, although they've seen all these cards already, so it doesn't really matter, and the match is over, so it also doesn't really matter. This feels like a seed. I don't love this hand on the draw. I think we should mulligan. I would maybe have kept it this were still pre a shakeup. The format's just a little bit faster now. The additional 2 artifacts are only to make the combo quicker online. No, it's not just to make it quicker online. The 2 artifacts on the sideboard are necessary for the combo to not require you casting another spell from your hand. Because without the clock and the Essence Reliquary, you can have Infinite Storm and you can cast the Reservoir, but you are stuck with the statue in play with no spells to cast. So up against Reanimate, or Creativity rather, since we see the Dwarven Mine. Fable of the Mirror Breaker battle. Oh, no removal spell for the Fable token is pretty big game here. So them discarding Persist and them surveilling is just a sign that they have another Persist in their hand. Another Persist in the graveyard. And then a Wrenn and 6 cast here. Picking up the Dwarven Mine. We draw a Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm going to discard, I think, Traverse and Cash Grab here. Finding another Cash Grab. Yeah, I did grab the All Access Pass for this account. How crazy is looting in this deck? Looting is insanely good in this deck so far. It's still smallest sample size. Another Karn. There's also a looting. I guess I did this wrong because now I can't, like, I didn't want to cast Spyro, but maybe I wanted to flashback looting with the token. We'll just surveil. We'll see if our opponent does have creativity this turn or not. If I was playing this in paper, what would I put in the sideboard over the extra Karn combo pieces? I would keep the extra Karn combo pieces. Those are not here for Magic Online. Those are, again, here so you can combo if you have no other spells in your hand, which may come up this game. But I would keep them in. Okay, let's hopefully just put an Omniscience in our yard here, huh? Oh, okay, that'll work. So we'll be able to basically stay at 16 and attack the Wrenn and 6 here. And then hopefully we can draw an Omniscience off the Griselbrand and discard it to hand size. Flip this. I guess we could also try to block the Archon. I do think first things first, let's just see if we surveil another Omniscience into the yard. Just a 4 in 42 chance of easy turn, easy win. Okay, not this timeline. Okay, so the problem with that suggested line is that we can't discard Omniscience to hand size. But we can just looting it away. Yeah, I think we just block. Yeah, we 4-1 with Eldrazi Breach. Deck looked really nice. What is the purpose of looting and creativity? They are playing Persist and Archon of Cruelty. You can also like Wrenn and 6 a bunch of lands into your hand and loot them away. Oh, so you know what? I guess I was probably supposed to animate the... No, I'm not supposed to animate in response because then they can bolt the Fable. Yeah, we're opening up to Boseiju. They're also going to get to Persist the Archon, I guess, and kill the Woodland. Maybe this line was just worse. But I also get to draw 14 this way. Or maybe I only get to draw 7 still. Yeah, they get ping also. Could have been worse. Kind of a freebie. Okay, so it is notable. I only have 1 Karn left in my deck after they take this one. My opponent decides to plus on Wooded Foothills instead of minusing on the Griselbrand with 6 damage on it. Kind of easy thing to miss. Okay, so there's a looting. There's a looting being a 1 mana discard outlet is like these kind of turns just like couldn't happen before too. It's kind of small, but certainly a big deal. Now I do need to find my last Karn. You need to find my last Karn. So I think we just start rumbling and cash grabbing. Okay, there it is. We're pretty likely to find it, but... Bill did 20 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Just finished finals. Martyr's healing. Life is good. Life is good, huh? Okay. Do I want Unholy Heat? It does seem okay against them. It does seem okay. I might play like a Tormod's Crypt over Unholy Heat number 4. Although I might want to go Karn for Crypt. We haven't played Looting Gorios yet. We think that's probably next on the docket after everyone in chat's pet deck. Yeah, I think we just run it back. I think there's going to be enough times I want a Karn for Crypt that we'll just run it back. I do think that this deck has also a lot of potential to just be one of the best decks in Modern. It was already really close, and Looting is an insane upgrade for the deck, and I don't know. I don't know how many, like, exactly how much weakness this deck has. Obviously, Graveyard Hate gets you, but, like, Karn is just so good against the Graveyard Hate. No, EE main's kind of weird. Like, it kills our own Fable tokens and stuff, and, like, EE is just not that good against creativity, because they just see it in play, and they just always can, like, they never have to play into it. And you have to hold up 2 mana the whole time. Yeah, we might do Hollowvine today, too. Another hand with no... I guess we could Utopia Sprawl for a forest. Send this one back. Okay, let's keep this. I think we'll put back 3rd Rumble, although I've kind of like almost never put back a Rumble in my entire life with this deck. I think the 3rd one is like where we're at. Okay, getting Leyline. Maybe I should have expected the Leyline. We have Karn for Mite, so kind of beatable. Yeah, you could play Ratchet Bomb instead. Like, Ratchet Bomb is better against them because you don't have to hold up the 2 mana. There's also, like, a good chance that this matchup just is incredibly good, and you don't really need to worry about it too much, and it might not be the case. I will say I'm solidly sold on Dimulage. I'm just so disappointed, Magical, that you're only just now sold. I have to beg you to play it. Yeah, I think against like just the Leyline draws, you're just kind of okay in these games to just cast a bunch of Fables and hope they don't have like Leyline, Leyline plus a fast Archon, and if they do, you're gonna lose these games a lot. There's our Boseiju though. I was sold my thing and the ice got pushed. You're just here too often to play thing in the ice. How do you win with a Karn? I mean, you're not planning to win without Karn very often in this deck, I'll say. Your plan is to mostly try to win with Karn. You can win with Fable attacks. You can win with a Griselbrand, in theory, if you get Surgicaled. But also, like, if you get Surgicaled, a lot of times they're Surgicaling your Omniscience and not your Karn, and so you still just like Karn for Leveler. So the plan, I suppose, is to play Fable, and then in response to the Fable trigger, Boseiju their Leyline. Do you find that playing only 2 creatures makes Delirium harder to turn on? I mean, it certainly doesn't make it easier, but Delirium's just not too tough in this deck, not with Faithless Looting. Like, you basically always have land, enchantment, and instant or sorcery. I think you just need, like, instant or sorcery or Planeswalker. Is one Boseiju the only out to Needle on Karn? Well, there's also Traverse for Boseiju. Can you explain Tomio and Phoenix over something more aggro, like Swift Spear, Lava Spike, etc.? Yeah, Phoenix isn't like an aggro deck. Or, I mean, you can build a deck as an aggro deck, but I think it's worse than playing like Tomio plus Force of Negation. So you are just kind of just building up these turns where you put a lot of really resilient recursive creatures into play. You're pressuring your opponent very quickly with these, but you're also just using Tomio to like pick up Manamorphose, make an extra mana, flip Tomio, control the board, flip Tomio, pick up a Bolt, flip Tomio, pick up a Force of Negation. This plan just makes you like a lot more versatile and resilient and less one trick and more. And Tomio is also like way more powerful than Swift Spear or Lava Spike. I would never consider Lava Spike, unfortunately. Okay, so if I can rumble into a woodland, we can win if they don't mess with my hand anymore. Or bolt me. Or kill me with Archon. Weasel44, welcome back. Great. Going to game 3. Yeah, let's bring in the mites. Play 1 heat, I guess. Oh, you also have Haywire Mite. You board a Mite pretty often. Against like every deck almost. Thanks, Weasel. So they have the ley line again. Several more answers to it this time. Laz the 3 months. Did they have 7-card ley line last time too? Remember that you can still grab a permanent off cash grab even through ley line. It's pretty good for us that it works that way. I'm just thinking if I could afford to like wait and draw a second cash grab, or if I just like need to. I think I'm just gonna need to like cast a Karn or a Fable or a Haywire Mite next turn. But it's possible I do have the luxury of waiting. Should Entomb be a modern now? Of course not. Am I the only one sad to see Ringo? I think that you're the only person I've seen in chat say that they're sad to see Ringo. You probably aren't the only one, but I do think you're the only one that said anything here. I'm sure there are dozens of y'all. I'm loving the list. Got burned out with Sink in the land. Do you think 4 necessary? So 4 seem really necessary with so many Leyline of the Voids out there. Just getting to main deck 4 is like kind of your best plan against Leyline. And then they also do help you. They do help you a lot. Like to like replay Demi-Lich because you just have like a bunch of stuff to flash back. You also cast them off Demi-Lich a lot. You don't have to play 4 though. Like I would play 4, but I do think yes, that is an area you can possibly trim down on. Delirium. Ringo's only one of the 2 beetles alive. Yeah, I know. Ringo's always kind of been my favorite. He's just so funny. So they persist in their hand if they main face Surveil like this. Yeah, Ring Discourse is back. Graveyard to Leyline. Leyline doesn't do really anything now that we have Delirium plus Omniscience in the yard. Which of the 4 new cards, if any, you think are going to get rebanned? This is the problem with modern players and Magic players. It does, like, no matter what is happening, we're just like, in what ways could I be disappointed very soon? Like, I really think we should just enjoy the format while we have it. I think we could all do with a little less doom and gloom about Magic the Gathering and, things in general. Flashback looting, digging for a Traverse or a Woodland. I don't want to get rid of the Karn, so like kind of hard to cast a Spyro. I did get rid of 1 Woodland, but I still have 4 Traverse and 3 Woodland to draw into, and like a lot of like cantrips into those 2. All right, so we'll see if we have one of those big top decks. I'm 1 mana short of going Karn for Bridge. 7 out of 32 chance to combo kill here. Flashback looting, I think. Okay. So see if my opponent has a way to bolt me or put another Archon of Cruelty into play. I'm dead if they do. Otherwise, we can kill them next turn. Shout out to Clock of Omens, Essence Reliquary, making the kill possible, even Even if we don't draw another spell. It does seem like looks like they have another creativity though, and we lose. Yeah, their draws are very good games 2, game 3, for sure. Sure. We'll lead on the Surveil here because we don't have too much we can do proactively. I definitely want access to this. I'm just thinking for a moment, could it be better to mill it for value? Thank you, Zinzi, for the 4 months. Is creativity a good looting deck? It is with the persist package, yeah. Okay, so let's go Stomping Ground, Utopia Sprawl on red. Cast Faithless Looting, discard Omniscience, and I think it's either second Unholy Heat. I need cash grab because I need to act. I think it just has to be second Unholy Heat here. It could be Fable, actually. Yeah, I guess the Fable is... No, the Fable is kind of good to decks who just cast Fable and cast Unholy Heat again and just dig a little bit deeper. Oh, but not if I discard the Heat. Yeah, we don't have a land in the yard, so... Looks like we're gonna have to wait for post-cash grab anyways. Oof. Just thinking if I want to cast the cash grab. I don't... Like, we could mill over more lootings, but I think it's just better to surveil in the spot. Always very fun to just, like, have an Omniscience, but... Like, you have to top deck a spell to use anything. Certainly seems a little bit better than the average top deck. Seems like we have got time. Need to pitch Fable for Delirium. No, we already have Omniscience. Like, you basically always have Omniscience for Delirium. Because that's what we're trying to copy. I have a Bolt. I will chump if given the option. Always want to not be F6 so you can sack your spawn if they Bowmaster so they don't get the Orc army. Remember, you can't cast flashback looting with Omniscience either. The XLR Rumble. I will loot away the Stomping Ground. I think we just flash back. We take the pings, but we're going to survive, and hopefully cash grab gets us there. You know, one thing, too, is, like, our Griselbrand, which is, like, a lot of times, if you don't have Karn, like, Traverse for Griselbrand is a line. Definitely a lot worse against Bowmaster. They flip another copy of Malevolent Rumble. They might cast this one. Tarmogoyf or second copy of Orcish Bowmaster. Second Bowmaster means that a Karn in the top 5 is going to be pretty important to get there. Or I guess, you know, we could maybe find another one of these to dig for one. They do choose the Bowmaster. They play a Peatland. Could this deck support Alvin Tech package over cash grab? Technically, all the tech, like getting back woodlands, is sometimes interesting. Cash grab being an instant is really important because we have a lot of sorceries with Fable. All right, Karn. Okay. Okay, so we flip the Fable. And now what we can do is put a Griselbrand into play. This is usually game over. The exception to this is when Orcish Bowmaster's in play. That being said, a flying lifelink 7/7. It's not the worst thing to do on your turn. You don't have to activate Griselbrand. I don't have 7 life to pay anyways. I think if Fury made the format more of a die roll format, the Fury ban made Modern more of a die roll format than before the Fury was banned. I don't know. Like, the thing is, they should have banned Grief instead of Fury, I think. I mean, they're both gone now. Who really cares? But, like, just Fury plus Grief could not coexist. And then the Grief ban was, like, so weird and vibe-based. Like, Grief was, like, at an all-time low when they banned it. Yeah, we can hold the land to loot away, but it's also possible, like, we end up, like, actually, like, we drawing cards off the Griselbrand. I guess we can't kill both of their things. I have no Unholy Heats left, so yeah, I guess holding this to loot away was better. How's the deck win now? Well, Karn the Great Creator plus Omniscience is still the win. We still have access to that. You also may direct your attention to the screen and see that I do have a flying 7/7 lifelink, which is ahead on board at the moment. I could also go upkeep. Copy Fable and make a token. Might do that. Why do you play Gristle over Traxa? So Griselbrand is better to copy with Woodland because you don't get the ETB trigger off of Traxa with Woodland. And then also, like, Griselbrand is more deterministic by itself, although it is usually the case that either would win if you cast it off Omniscience. But you do just want to be able to copy whatever your big thing is off the Woodland. Elves with 18 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So they're going to cast that Bowmaster. And I can also copy my Fable token. And you might be asking yourself, if you weren't paying attention, what Fable token? And this Fable token. You have to do this in your upkeep. I guess we can do it on our draw step, right? You do this in your draw step, so we can see if we draw a Karn. We just win the game if we draw a Karn. Otherwise, we get to make the token. Have you ever had a deck idea that came to me in a dream? Yes. Although I've been dreaming about Balatro more than Magic lately. I actually play Balatro in my dreams sometimes. I roll random jokers, I get scores. It's kind of crazy. Is this Kolagun's command? Or at least my brain thinks I'm doing that while I'm dreaming. Do I win? I'm not going to win the game this turn because I did not draw a Karn. If I had drawn a Karn, I would have won here. Oh, do I win in my dreams? No. Never. They definitely have Kolagun's command. Alright, so make me discard my Misty Rainforest. Kill the Kiki-Jiki. I copy Reflection. I go to my main phase. Lore counter is put on the Saga. I get a 2/2. My opponent has 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. So I even survive through a single removal spell here. So I will attack my opponent. I haven't tried the Bazaar. I have heard... I've been recommended it a lot, yeah. Kolagun's command kind of back with Mox Oval, too. I started playing Slay the Spire. I played one run on Slay the Spire. I don't really know what's going on. Okay, draws a card of Peatland. Might have something to do with my thyroid, not medical advice. Maybe. There's a lot of thyroid issues in my family, but my doctor has told me my thyroid is fine. I mean, if they had double bolt, they would have bolted the Shaman. What could they hit? Karn? Just Karn doesn't do anything. I have no Unholy Heats left, so I guess I'll block like this. They had a Rumble. Maybe that could find them something. That's an Elden Ring Night Raid. I think it looks really cool. It confirms a lot of my theories about their universes. I'm glad to see Centipede Demon back. I don't I don't know what the gameplay is going to be like or what. We're just going to have to see, but like FromSoft has really never missed, so I have a lot of faith in them as a company. Alright, so they want to bring in the mites for like Nile spell bombs. I guess they're gonna be an oof though. They might be on surgical. Maybe we play 2. Can hit Leyline to the Void too. Got the Spyro against the Bowmaster deck. I think you gotta keep it the Griselbrand always. So I'm excited for that game, of course, as a big fan of the series. If I was gonna build a deck around Kroxa and current modern, what shell would I build around it? I mean, I would be playing like... So like maybe Rakdos Hollow One should be playing some Kroxa plus Arena of Glory. I think that's probably true. But you should have like Street Wraith, Detective's Phoenix, Faithless Looting, Fear of Missing Out. You need to have those cards. Is Rumble worse than Cash Grab? Oh, sorry, I did. Thank you. I meant to cut a Cash Grab instead. I was like, no, it's not. But yeah, sorry, cut the wrong one. I keep putting on a Molda 6. Okay, don't want to play Haywire Mite into Bowmaster, so we'll just play this tapped. Another Caustic Bronco, just a Thoughtseize. The best card in my hand is probably Cash Grab. Might take the Fable, because like this could be a longer grind game. But just like the Cash Grab is just so dangerous because it can just dump the Omniscience in my yard. If there's any graveyard hate in hand, you might want to take the Haywire Mite or the Fable though. Does take the Fable, then plays their own Mite. Mite's kind of a tough one to play around sometimes. Just gonna Cash Grab, see what happens. Well, only has 3 cards in their hand. I guess they mulliganed. Mull to 6. How's Grixis Goros? There's a lot of graveyard hate at the moment. We're gonna try Mardu, which is gonna be a lot better against the graveyard hate because you have Thoughtseize, you have Prismatic Ending, you have Kalia. What Traverse targets you have behind Grizz? The Carter deck is built around Shifting Woodland. You also have a Haywire Mite and Seasoned Pyromancer. Do I want to flashback looting into? Yeah, no. I just want to cast Omniscience. I want to copy Omniscience, then cast it. So that they can't just Haywire Mite me. Last 4-1 with our Eldrazi Breach deck. Eldrazi Underworld Breach with Skittering Precursor and Glaring Fleshraker. That deck's been pretty good. I did cut the Spyro, which like sometimes you could traverse forward these kind of spots. What are my opponents thinking about with this attack? Might have just been some lag. Okay, I don't need another Omniscience. See if they have some hate though or something. Nice. Remy with the 5 months, welcome back. Please play my pet deck. We will be playing your pet deck next. Dude, there's been a lot of Tezzerator suggestions. A surprising amount. Okay, so I die if I activate Griselbrand because I pay 7, then I take 7. I once had chat yelling at me about that, although I didn't actually get got by it. We can go ahead and just draw 2, I think. Karn. Fable's a good hit, though. So, I would have a Spyro to traverse for, but I did cut it because of the Bowmasters. I think I might as well just put these mites into play. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe keep 1 to loot away. Doesn't matter that much. So my opponent did lose to me just putting a Griselbrand into play last game. See if that gets him this time too. Any hope for green-white decks? I think that the green-white Birthing Ritual deck that we've been playing, that deck is probably very good. I don't think you end up playing Green Sun Zenith in it. You could, maybe. But I think that deck's got a lot of game in the new format. Rumble. All right, GG. Here's the loop for those who are unfamiliar. Ancestral Statue, pick up Karn, get Essence Reliquary. Pick up Statue. Pick up Karn again. Get a Clock of Omens. Pick up the statue, replay the statue. Play your Karn, grab your Aetherflux Reservoir. Use the Clock of Omens to untap your Essence Reliquary. And then you can cast your Ancestral Statue infinite times, infinite life, infinite storm, infinite damage. Easy-ish infinite life combos that are kind of clunky in Magic Online. Only a 5-card combo. Kind of a 3-card combo. Woodlands, Omniscience, Karn. Kind of blurring the lines on what counts as a card. I think I'm gonna grab a mountain and looting against counterspell decks. Although I don't know what the fuck they're doing with sleight of hand. Like the unbanned Faithless Looting and Mox Opal, people lose their mind. They register sleight of hand when preordained is legal, consider is legal. Like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Grixis Phoenix is a good guess. Oh, it could be Adnaz. I mean, they're playing preordained too, but just, people lose their minds. Aetherflux Reservoir does a pretty good job against Angel's Grace because you just blast them on your turn, and then you blast them on their turn too. One on top, one on bottom. All right, I wish you luck, opponents. Keep that on top, so if they have like Pact of Negations, we can just Karn, Pact of Negation, Karn, another Pact, Traverse or Griselbrand. I'd like to see if Phoenix Lists do some work. People swear Dimilich is good. Finally, IDK. I'm one of those Dimilich gamers. I'm a big fan. We 4-1 with our Phoenix list. We only played one league. Dimilich is better than Arc-like Phoenix, which is a tough pill to swallow, but it's way better against Graveyard Hate. It can provide card advantage. You can just cast it from your yard. It's just easier to get into play because you don't have to have it in the graveyard in the first place. So you can just go like cantrip, 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 Manamorphose, cast a bunch of them. But yeah, it is... I think Phoenix is viable. I recommend my build. You can find it in the Mox field. Find it on YouTube. I think Slumbering Falls for 31 months. Sorry that they printed a strictly better version of you. I guess not strictly better. Mostly better. Hexproof is still okay. How did you feel about Thalia's Lancers instead of Griselbrand in the deck to search for Karn for a win? It's like, you want to be able to copy... copying Thalia's Lancers with Woodland is not very good. And it's also you would have to have Omniscience already in play for that to be good. So a Griselbrand plus Omniscience is quite strong, except for Bowmaster. But the fact that Griselbrand is just good to copy with Woodland is really a big deal. But again, Lancers only does anything when you have Omniscience in play, and those are not usually the games you need help with. Alright, I cast Karn. Alright. We just articulated the loop. I think it's good to still show it off just so y'all know what it is. More of an educational than necessarily the fastest way to do this. If they packed the Aetherflux Reservoir... Oh, I also messed it... Oh, I didn't mess it up. You untap here. I think you just Infinite Storm. Thoughts of the Modern Challenge results from today? I haven't seen any new ones today. I've been streaming the last 5 hours. I saw Creativity was doing well and Marty was doing well, which I think makes sense. Okay, so Unholy Heat, leave me. Be gone, Unholy Heat. Mite's like okay, it kills their mana rocks. They might have like Pithing Needles, Nile Spell Bombs, Ley Lines. Espergorio's got second. Wait, Espergorio's without looting? Wow. Faithless Looting's not bad. I think I'll stick to Esper. It's kind of fine, maybe. Yeah, I saw Alk 5-0 with Hammer. Everything, it's just like, shit is good right now. People are just playing their pet decks. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm also interested if Kethis sticks around. I was really surprised that Kethis list wasn't playing Opal, but I'm not much of a Kethis gamer, so whatever they say is right, I just kind of agree with probably. And then I never have to think about the deck. So Boros won a turn, win a twin. Yeah, I saw it was Bam Zing was playing the Village Bellringer. I really think you should play FOMO instead. But maybe Delirium's just like not worth it. I saw I think it was Pleasant Kenobi say that FOMO is not a playable modern card, which I thought was a very funny thing to say. Okay, we need a Woodland, so we'll keep that. I think I will not show them that I have Woodland yet. Just might influence their plays. Grab Boseiju, I guess. Dingo and Bamzing were saying Delirium's hard to get in energy. That's true. So like I built a build that's playing DRC and Bobble, which I think is how you would have to do it. But yeah, it might just not be worth it. Okay, they suspend the Profane Tutor. Alright, that's about as good as it gets. We are a mana short of getting the job done this turn. What's also kind of nice about this is they still don't know that I have a Woodlands in my hand, so I can still play it a little bit coy. What do you think is the most strong band of them all? Maybe Looting. Yeah, I do think Faithless Looting is immediately the best card in Modern, possibly followed closely by Mox Opal. Which is, something I was concerned might happen if they unban these cards. But overall, I think I'm just very happy. Uh-oh. I guess I'm not gonna Boseiju them. They're gonna play basics for sure. Like FOMO is at the very least is a definite 4 of in one of the best decks, Hollow One, and I think goes in a lot of other builds too. Well played. Go to game 3. Okay, what did they name off their spoils? They named +2 Mace. A little lazy, but a classic. They do have a basic island in their deck. They also have a basic plains. Playing Intervention Pack. Probably not something that should be in against me. 3 Oracles, 1 Spell Pierce. Is it just the one Orm's chance? Maybe another copy in their hand? Oh, another one here. A nice Jund, Splinter Twin, Resurgent Belief deck. Okay, I liked Jund, Splinter Twin. That's something I really want to do. I want to play Jund, Splinter Twin with Rumble and Looting and FOMO and Thoughtseize and Nethergoyf. Might get to that tomorrow. I as far as Jund, Resurgent Belief, let's take a look. Just crazy enough to work, brother. I tell you what. Just crazy enough to work. Delirium is Delirium. How can you, Delirium is maybe a little tough because you just have like creature, enchantment, land. Like you have to cast a Rumble or a Salvage, but then I guess you basically always have it. Maybe you get it off Overlord. Green Sun gets you an Enchantress. That's interesting too. Also gets you like your mana creature. Might need to surveil this game. Yeah, I guess Dusty Spinner. Yeah, Green Sun and Enchantress. There is so much to do. I'm just like streaming 8 hours every day forever now. Minimum. Hmm. It's a good draw, so I can loot that away with Omniscience. Let's see if they have another Spell Pierce. I think that if they're tanking on the first Spell Pierce, though, they so rarely have the second in this kind of spot. What's my favorite style of deck to play? I just whatever the new thing is, that's the most excited for. I've kind of transcended like being like loving one specific archetype. Is opponent tanking or lag? It's kind of hard to tell. Feels a little bit more like tanking. A lot of lag today. If you woodland the Fable on upkeep, does the land get destroyed? Yeah, we actually did that earlier this league. So what happens if you do it on upkeep or draw step, you get a token. Ooh. So that's why they're tanking there. If you do it on upkeep or draw step, when you go to it becomes a copy, you go to main phase, it gets a lore counter, and you get the token. If you copy it again, you get the loot. If you copy again, it doesn't get to flip. Okay, so I did not draw a land. I think I actually lead on Cash Grab here, because if I could mill over Omniscience and grab Woodland and win. And okay, that is exactly what happened. And my opponent could also win next turn, so like I could just also draw a land and get Karn. But I think trying to win this turn is really important so that my opponent doesn't just combo kill me next turn. Nice. So cast Omniscience first, so if they have a Disenchant, we still have Omniscience in play. Our 3-card hand is kind of perfect. Like, it's just kind of perfect here too. Dumb question. If you play in paper, name one ring or something bam spoils. Is it a penalty or game loss? No, I think you could just do that and you won't reveal it because it's not legal in your deck. It's not any different from naming +2 mace or you are already dead or overwhelming dominance or a meme name like that. Okay, shout out Essence Reliquary, Clock of Omens, actually necessary here to have the win. I guess we could have cast the Omniscience, but it's nice that we could play around the Disenchant too. No trophies yet, but basically like all 4-1s and 3-2s. Couple exceptions, I guess. I'm playing for another 4-1 here in a second. Have they woken up with something? They were like F6, so we'll see what happens, I guess. And that's not going to save you. It does mean that I now have to gain a lot more life, but I can also cast something else off Karn this turn. All Access event has already started. What in the world is going on, and why I'm able to click through it so quickly? I mean, this is my job, brother. I tell you what, I do this shit for a living. But it's also like our 4th time clicking through that this league. If they had exactly second grade spoils, yeah, I guess so. Hey Zach, I suppose Bantu's Monument is the non-moda friendly win con. Of course, Zach would have something I've never heard of. Card, Bantu's Monument. I know Bantu's Less Reckoning. Oh, black spells. Whenever you cast a creature spell, opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yeah, a little less friendly than Aetherflux Reservoir, for sure. Kind of hard to say no to Fable here, I guess. Oh, I think we talked about your list already, Lord. I always joke about Karth the Lion that it's a deck or an archetype that I always lose to and I could never beat. It's one of those. I think game 1, I don't think we need to really worry so much about like our woodland getting destroyed. But I might want to go surveil and get basic forest to play around at Blood Moon. Yeah, we saw it on it. There's some cards I would not have played, like Lawlith is probably too weak. But yeah, just for the most part, like Karth is just one of these archetypes that it used to be like a deck in Modern, kind of, and like back when we were trophy racing, especially, and and like I would just always lose to it playing for the trophy, like just like probably 4 times I lost to it playing for a trophy in that era. But whenever I played Karth the Lion, it was just always such garbage. But when they play Karth the Lion, it's just the best card I've ever seen. Seeing people's reaction to Essence Reliquary or Reliquary Clock is proof of the test everything for when things change. Yeah, it's very, very important. Okay, well, need an Omniscience in the yard. But it's a nice thing about playing against these counterspell decks is they just can't do much against Woodland, so once we find it, it'll be pretty nice. Okay, let's discard second Karn, Boseiju. Alright, then I'm going to traverse for a Griselbrand and try to cast Spyro and discard it. Pretty high chance this just gets countered. Sideways, 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Dude, Twin on Subtlety is kind of sick. Twin on Fury would have been also probably a little too gross. Yeah. I don't know if you sent the link, Lord Bob. If you have an updated list, you can post it. Got a little sidetracked, huh? The first challenge, you're 0 Twin in top 32. What do I think? I think the first challenge is like a little. It is a data point. It's our first data point. I'm not sure how many people have registered Twin. I don't think that Twin is going to be a long-term big player in the metagame. I think it will be somewhat fringe playable. Largely because they unbanned a bunch of decks and cards that Twin is kind of good against. Twin is also going to be a harder deck to build. I think we had a good first draft with Wizards, but still a lot to do there. Is Ragavan having a kind of comeback just because there's more combo decks? Maybe. It's not very good against most Opal or looting decks, I think, so maybe not. Hard to say. Put it on the counter everything you play plan. Or not. Maybe I should have flashback looting. Oh, sync this. Okay, sure. I mean, maybe I'm dead to this Arena of Glory plus Crackling Drake. I know this player likes to do that. There's never reason to have Intruder Alarm for Twin. Let's just win more. Intruder Alarm combos with Spout Swarm, which... actually, I don't know, maybe that Rings Band, that could one day be a deck again. Intruder Alarm, Sprout Swarm. Yeah, we're getting draked. Maybe... I have to read a card, Sven. Whenever you attack, choose target creature you control, then roll a d20. I've literally never read this card. Create it. Wait, how do they have 2 Ragavans? Okay. 1 through 14. Make a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary. Or you get to reroll again on 15 or 20. Wow. Dude, Sven is like one of the only people I just consistently read a card. Is it a wizard? Ah. We'll see, I guess. Okay, I think I'm just going to play like 1 Mite as a traverse target for like artifact-based graveyard hate. Just shaman, okay. Dude, modern is crazy right now. Modern is so back. We're so fucking back. So unbelievably back. It combos with twin like FOMO. Does it? Because it makes a copy of the attacking creature, but it doesn't untap. Like, it doesn't give you an extra combat. It doesn't... It triggers on attacks, right? Not ETB. It's probably not an awful card to twin. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get a basic forest because of Blood Moon here. You see the price of Dimulich? No, as for all I'm doing right now is I'm building decks, I'm streaming all day, and then I do need some hours off stream not doing Magic. I also never look at prices, really. Do mill over a looting here. I probably won't block this turn, so that way next turn I could potentially go cash grab, block, cash grab again. I could also try looting this turn. I think I like the double crash grab line. Guess I have to dig up my... I think I have a set of foil Dimuliches and a set of non-foil from back in the day. I'm so vindicated. That card combos with FOMO. That's so cool. How's the Persist Grixis stack? We died a lot to Graveyard Hate. We were a little bit weaker to it than I wanted to be. So I think playing Ragavan over DRC, like push over Heat and like more interaction would be a good way to go. If the plan is to like blank interaction just by playing good cards. Or you could potentially pivot into more of a Oculus build too, but that would also be weaker to the Hate. I think I'm grabbing Fable over Karn. Probably going to get countered again, unfortunately. So let's rumble first. I think I'm taking land over Sprawl. No, let's take Sprawl, so next turn. So next turn we could like potentially looting into Woodlands and play it. Maybe my opponent like just also does have a counterspell here, so okay, minor misstep. Okay, sure. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm finally looking at this Karth deck. Yeah, I don't know. You're just playing a bunch of unplayable Planeswalkers. This is Karth. I would play the 4th Delighted Halfling over any card in the deck. Take a pick, any card. I do love Garruk Relentless. I love Vraska, Golgari Queen. They're awful. Soren's they're just all awful, but that is the appeal, right? Yeah, it wouldn't cut Karth, but just I would play the 4th Delighted Halfling. Oh, there's an Ashiok? How am I supposed to beat Ashiok? I guess that's not something I'm supposed to beat. Let's see if this resolves somehow. Alright, let's pack it into Ashiok. We got a lot to get to today. So 3-2. GG Sven. Very cool deck. I think this deck has a lot of potential. Big fan. We'll likely be playing it in some tournaments. What do we still have to get to? We still have Mardu Gorios to get to. We still have Belcher with Mox Opal.